One of the best ways to get your community involved and engaged on your website interactively and talking about topics you're blogging about or your website is about is a forum. The great things about a forum is that not only yourself can engage with your community directly, but it also gives the other people the opportunity to respond and to interactively talk to people like themselves. Now, of course, in WordPress you have this comment functionality where people can just add their opinion and a feedback to whatever you're posting on your website. But the problem with comments is that they're always related to a post or to a page. So they cannot just create comments about a general topic or about a new topic themselves, the community, I mean. So a forum is a really good solution to actually fill this gap and to have kind of a independent and individual discussion place. If you want to add a forum to your WordPress installation, then it is very easy as just installing one plugin. One very good plugin for that is the BBPress, and you already find it here. When you click on plugins, at least in my case now, I find it without even searching for it. I didn't have to look for it and I already saw it on here. You already see here quite a lot of active installs and quite a good rating. And yeah, let's give it a try. Let's install it to our WordPress webpage. And there's nothing else you need to do. You don't have to prepare anything, don't have to create any pages. It will be all done quite automatically. And I'll show you in a second how to customize it and how to really implement it well. Okay, I activated it now. And then we notice that here on the left side we have a couple of new menu items. One is forums, one is topics, and one is replies. So it already makes some sense. It sounds quite related to forums. And in forum, we basically just have another content type like posts and pages and comments and so on. So all that we can do here is very intuitively is very easy to just add a new forum. So let's suppose we want to build up a forum for web development or web design or something like that. So I would have to have some forum that's called WordPress. I just click on publish and I create another forum that is called hosting, and I just create a basic layout, a couple of forums here that we can view them in an index, and I show you in a second how to do it. I create one more standard forum here. The next one could be called WordPress plugins. Of course, plugins are very important for WordPress, as you already know, I guess. Okay, and now we have this short list of basic forums, and how do we get them displayed on a page? Now let's first create a page that should serve as a forum. We just create a new one and call it forum, and we should maybe also make sure that the permalink is called /forum. That's great, and we publish it. But again, how do we get this to be a forum now? I mean, we don't want to write anything ourselves here, like making the structure anything. And actually, we don't even have to do that anymore. If we just go to Google and we can enter BBPress shortcode. If you're a little bit familiar with shortcode, then you know this. It's going to be a very easy task. And if we go to the website of BBPress themselves and go to the documentation section and have a look at all the shortcodes, then we have a quite short list here of some very useful shortcodes. And one of the shortcodes that we want to use now is the BBPress forum index. And you might already expect what it does actually. So all we have to do is to post it in here, nothing else, and update. Click on update. And if we then preview the page, our new forum page, we can see this. We basically have a forum running. So we have all the 3 forums that we just created, and we see an overview of the topics and an overview of the posts and the freshness, like when was the last post to a certain topic or anything like that. Okay, now if you believe it or not, the basic functionality of the forum is already implemented. It is working. But some, of course, fundamental things are missing because, I mean, we are logged in right now, but what happens if we access our website or if we access the forum when we are not logged in? We can do this in an incognito tab. Then there is no availability. I mean, we're not logged in right now, but there is no availability for somebody to log into the forum. And if we click on such a sub-forum here, we can see you must be logged in to create new topics. But where's the functionality? How can we log in? And if we don't even have an account, we have to be able to register for it, right? And also, when we have an account and when we are registered, what if we forget our password? We have to find a way to reset our password. So there are a couple of elements we still have to implement here. Let's take care of this now. And if we look at the shortcode list of BBPress again, then we have a bunch of shortcodes also related to account. And we have here the login, the register, and the lost password shortcode. This is quite handy. Let's first take care of the login screen. And the way I want to implement it is that we have a sidebar here on the right for all the pages that are related to forums. So when we go to home, there should be no sidebar with login, but in anything that is forum, and then below, if we are in any of these subforums, there should be a sidebar with a login screen and so on. And yeah, so how do we do this? We first go to Appearance and then Widgets. And here we already see that there is a widget area new created since we installed the BBPress plugin, and it's called BBPress Sidebar. This is already cool because it says the sidebar is used for forum pages. That means it will automatically only be visible in any forum page. This is cool. And yeah, so here on the left, of course, we could use any of the existing widgets to be put inside the sidebar, but I want to only put the shortcode that I have in my clipboard. And so I select this text widget, add it to the sidebar. I call it login, or maybe even forum login to make it clearer. And then I post this shortcode in here. Okay, I save it. We have to make sure to display the correct sidebar in this forum page. So we click here on edit page or navigate through the pages here. And here on the right we say sidebar right. The default setting could also be having a sidebar at the moment. And here in the section where it says sidebar, we select the BBPress sidebar. Then we update it. And should this sidebar window or setting not be available in your case or in your theme or something, then you can just click here on screen options and you can activate this function to have the sidebar options available or not. Okay, so let's have a look at our page again. I click on preview changes. And here we now have this forum login widget in the sidebar, and it says you are already logged in. So let's again have a look at it in the incognito mode and see how it looks when we're not logged in. Very cool. We have now here this username and password fields and can log in with our normal WordPress credentials. And yeah, any user that is registered with this WordPress installation could log in here to the forum as well, as he could do it in the admin area as well. So what is now still missing is the option to create a new account or to restore a password of an existing account. And the way that I want to implement it is actually that additionally to the option to log in here, we have a little link here which guides to a new page which offers the possibility to make a new account. So I don't want to have always a field here or two fields to make a new account, because most people maybe have already one, or it would just waste too much of space if we had too many fields here. So all I want to have here is a little link. And of course we have to use the shortcodes again that we found here on the BBPress documentation website. And the way that I'm going to do it is to create a new page, and I call it register, or register account maybe. Okay, and in here I just paste the shortcode for register and I publish the page, and the same I'm doing for the lost password. I also create a new password and a new page and call it restore password. In here I post the shortcode and publish the page. And now we return to the widget area again, and we open the text widget that we added here in earlier. And what we are going to do now is, below the shortcode, is to add a link. And this is a little bit of HTML. It's nothing too complicated. The href, meaning the target of the link, I will write WordPress minus plugins, because this is the URL of my localhost installation here, and then slash register minus account, because this is the permalink of the subpage that I just created. Okay, and then I have to write register account, because this is what the visitor actually will see. And then I have to close the href, the link, of course, and I will put a break in here, and I copy the link and do the same for the restore password page. Restore password, and in here I also write restore password. Now the break is necessary that I have these two links on two separate lines, otherwise they would be directly next to each other. This is not what I want to do. We could do this, however, and just separate them with this space or something, but this is entirely up to you. Okay, then I save the page, or save this widget, and I have a look at it again in the incognito window. Of course, let's have a look in the forum page. And here we go. We have the two links, register account and restore password. If we click on register account, we get guided to these fields, which says your username must be unique and cannot be changed later. And we use your email address and so on to verify your account. So you have to enter here the username and email and have already the register button here. This is all done for us, very easy. And very similar, if we click on restore password, we have one field which just is the username or email, and this way a user could easily reset the password. This is so convenient. I mean, all we did is just enter the shortcodes on some of the pages and then put a link in here, and we already have a complete functional forum. Now we can extend this sidebar with a couple of more things. This is quite cool, because the shortcode list here was much longer. There are even more shortcodes that we could use. For example, forum-specific search we could add to the sidebar. However, there is already a search here on top of the main forum itself. But of course, we could just add another one in the sidebar. And there are a couple of more choices of shortcodes that you can implement somewhere on your website. I let you play around with it yourself, and yeah, one of the last things that I want to show you here is that you see here on the left side are also a couple of widgets available from the BBPress, from the forum. You also have a login widget here, by the way, that you could use in a similar fashion as a forum login, similar to the shortcode that we used, but I think this is a nicer little way to do it, because you could just add it anywhere on your website, and widgets usually just in certain widget areas. They work actually very similar. Behind these widgets are only those shortcodes. So another idea is to, for example, just add this recent topics to our BBPress sidebar, and you could say like, I only want to have the recent 3 displayed and order by popular topics, for example. You can also show the post date, and then this will also be permanently available or visible in the BBPress sidebar. It's also quite nice. If we reload the page, then of course we probably don't see anything because there are no topics. So you would probably first create some content to have that displayed. Okay, and this was it for the introduction about the BBPress forum. You saw that it was fairly easy to create a very professional looking forum. And of course there are a million ways to customize it, to make it look nicer. You can use custom CSS to change all these elements, and depending on your theme it would look a little bit different anyway, like the search buttons here and the color of these forum names. These are all depending on the actual theme that you have installed on your WordPress installation.